Today's episode is brought to you by Gustafson and Sons Towing, located at 29 Davis Road in Milanville, Pennsylvania. Gustafson and Sons Towing can handle a variety of services that you may need. Aside from 24-hour towing, they also handle winch outs, long hauls, shed moving, small or medium storage container moving, lockouts, jump starts, emergency roadside fuel delivery, and roadside emergency tire repairs. Got a junk car that you want removed? He'll buy that too and get it off your property. Go ahead and check him out over on Facebook at Gustafson and Sons Towing, on TikTok at Gustafson Sons Towing, or give him a call at 570-280-5890. If your car needs a ride but your wallet doesn't, call Gustafson and Sons Towing, 570-280-5890. What's up?
That was fun.
That was awesome. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode, whatever the fuck number this is, of NDT Squared Circle Sessions. Next to me is Justin. We are here to talk about a lot of good stuff. I had to laugh. Jared was getting it with his air guitar. I think he'd be a Grammy Award-winning artist playing the air guitar back there. And Corey's a good drummer. We have to make a band for them.
Let's go.
Yeah, buddy. How's your week been?
Long. It's so fucking hot the last couple of nights.
Yeah, today was nice. Well, temperature-wise. The rain sucks.
I slept all day.
Good for you. Good for you. Our guy Lee's jumping right in here. Bronson reads a beast. All right, Lee, we'll get there, man. We'll get there. We got a lot of stuff to dissect and go through. Yeah. So we'll go back to Saturday. We had a good day. I had my fill of Justin.
Yeah, all day.
I saw Justin starting at 7:45 in the morning and did not get rid of him till almost 1 a.m. So that was a long day. Played some golf. I played some golf, went to a ball game, and then, of course, the big thing of the night was SummerSlam for us. So we'll jump right into this SummerSlam stuff. Overall, I thought it was a good PLE. It didn't really... I thought there was going to be a few more twists and turns in there that were just going to surprise us, but it wasn't really outside of Balor and Dominic. That shocked me a little bit. So I thought there was going to be a few more swerves. Obviously, we had the return of Roman, my Funko Pop guy tonight. We'll talk about him. So what do you want to start with, man? What do you want to talk about? Sorry, Cody, I stole your line.
Well, producer, pop up a question or a match.
There we go. Okay. McIntyre, Punk. I know you were looking forward to this match. I was too. Rollins with the referee stuff.
I thought
Give
it
us
was
your
good.
thoughts on this.
I expected a little more brutality, but overall, it was a fantastic match. Everything they did, even Rollins, the throwback. I don't know. I talked to my boss about it, and he picked up on it. I picked up on Rollins came out, and he kind of looked like Shawn Michaels when he did this special guest spot at SummerSlam between Bret Hart and Undertaker.
Yeah.
And then I did notice, but I didn't put it together. Punk came out wearing black and pink.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of like threw back to that match a little bit, even with the finish. With the 1-2 and then the just staring at him, not wanting to do it, 3 and then just running out.
Right. So to address the comments in the chat, I got a feeling we're going to be spammed. I have some children on my porch. So
God.
Braden, Justin is the Muffin Man. He is the hottie with the white beard, with the big beard there. And the Muffin Man does live on Drury Lane. So I'll try my best to ignore these fools as much as possible, but they're going to try to mess me up here. Lee, I think that's an excellent idea. If we could find a place big enough for everybody to come and hang out where we could actually show the event, I would love to do that. I think that'd be an awesome time to get you guys there. So I think that'd be awesome.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
For like a Mania or something. Oh,
imagine. Start small. We'll do a little PLE and then we'll go with Mania. So what were your thoughts? We'll go back to this match now. What were your thoughts about Rollins as the referee?
I thought he did great.
Yeah.
Like the way he played with what they were doing and the way he worked it. He was fantastic.
He did his job. I really thought there was going to be some way where he was really going to screw somebody over, but he did what he needed to do.
Yep.
Lee, anybody brings a belt has to defend it. Game on, buddy. I got a feeling you'll probably have a few belts by the end of the night. Just saying, unless we have like a lumberjack match where we just eliminate you right away and hold you down. So you're a big dude. So,
yeah.
All right. Were you surprised with the winner?
No. The more I had Punk winning it, but the more I thought about it, it made sense. Especially with the way they started to build WrestleMania in that match. I don't think Drew's involved in WrestleMania. I think they're setting it up for Punk Rollins.
I just found it weird that Punk lost again. You know, like when's he going to get his W?
It also goes to show how much he's grown.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
The fact that he's willing to do that in a match that in most parts of it was a shoot.
Right.
So, and the fact that he's willing to let that bracelet stay out. Like, he's grown a lot.
Do you think that's the original bracelet or do you think it's a copy?
I think it's a copy.
If WWE was smart, listen up, sell those at the merch tables. People would buy those things. Pay attention.
Can we get a trademark on that and sell them ourselves?
Imagine. We could make them. There's no trademark on it. Let's make one.
We should try it.
We could make one of Corey and Freya.
Okay, not to speak on that part of it, but can I address the elephant in the room? Maybe I'm the only one thinking about this, but Drew pulled that bracelet from where?
Yeah, I didn't want to go.
And did you see how many people laid their lips on it afterwards?
Yeah, okay. If you want to be disgusting, we can talk about that. That he was nice sweaty balls.
Yeah, like he had it down there, probably wrapped right around it to keep it nice and safe.
He
pulls it out.
Probably has a pocket built,
and then
into
everybody's
that.
kissing it. It's on the ground. It's on everyone else's wrist. It's on everyone else's lips. This thing was like really disgusting.
Maybe the Scots use those things as cock rings.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Rated R. That's what I was thinking. But like, what the fuck, man? That's so. Anyway, back to our normal program.
Back to our.
Jesus Christ.
We need to put a rated X symbol when we start talking about some of this shit. So anyway, yeah, I was again surprised that Punk did not go over, but it is what it is. You're right. It shows how much he's matured as a wrestler and within the company. So that was kudos to him for not.
And I think he sees that if he can show fans he has changed, he'll gain more fans.
Yeah.
Like it works for him right now too.
Yep. Yep. The fans are still really behind this guy. So I think that's almost another reason why they can get away with him losing a couple matches and they're still going to be behind him.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be that slow build. It's like every baby face to get that slow build behind them till they have that culminating moment. So, you know, I wouldn't necessarily call him a baby face. He's more like a tweener in my opinion, but he can go both ways with this stuff. He could be a heel. He could be a face. It's just a matter of where he's going to land.
Right. He can play both sides of it.
Yep. Both sides of the fence.
Like with this match, you can put him against a heel or help make Drew a heel by using him.
Yeah. Yep.
And then if you wanted to make Rollins the face, Punk could play the heel and there would be no change in his character.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
All right. Well, I know there's going to be a lot more of this to come. That's not going to be the end of that. So let's move forward. I want to go to the first match of the night, which was I was really surprised that they started off with this match with Ripley and Liv Morgan. I was shocked. I think you guys were too, that they started off with this match to open the PLE. A lot of wonky.
By the end of the show, it made sense.
Correct. It almost told you that more was going to go down.
Yes.
A little bit of foreshadowing on their part, but I was a little taken aback. I'm like, wow, already? But I was shocked with the finish a little bit. I didn't think Dom was going to pull what he did.
Right. So I thought it was going to be an accidental thing.
Right. It was very deliberate.
To more heat. But yeah, they did it and they did it quick.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just bang, here it is. Shocked the world. So I liked it. I like how they like I said, they split this faction up. Well, they basically threw Priest and Rhea out. Is the faction's going to stay together, but Priest and Rhea are officially out, which I think was a good thing for both of their characters because I don't think they were heels for a while. The crowd reactions they were getting was definitely face reactions. So they had to do something
more recently with Priest.
Because
before he wasn't really getting a reaction at all.
No.
So
nope. Now, so I was going to ask you this when we got to the Raw aspect, but I'll ask you now. Do you think that they're giving Priest a little bit more freedom with his character and not being so scripted? Are they letting his personality come out?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a good thing.
Thought too. Oh, absolutely.
And we said that after WrestleMania. If they let this come out, he's going to take off. And
I'm glad they did. I'm upset they took the belt off him a little bit. I mean, that's going to make sense too, but right. We're going to get there.
We'll get there.
But the way he was just gaining some momentum and stuff. Yeah, buddy, Aaron, we know they're definitely faces now, and I'm glad they turned him. There was going to be issues if they didn't. So, Billy, there's a bathroom over at the Turkey Hill. Take a ride down the street, make a right, third right turn. Stay out of my alley. Anyway, these guys are going to drive me crazy tonight. So I'm sorry, boys.
So, but back to Liv Rhea. I expected Liv to keep it. I think that changes hands at Bad Blood.
Yep.
Which I'm kind of looking forward to. I want to talk about Dom and how he worked on the outside of the ring the whole time.
Yeah.
He had everybody thinking it was going to be accidental.
Correct.
There was nothing through that match that said he was out there for Liv.
Right.
So when it turns out at the end, he helps Liv up and plants a kiss on her. It blew your mind.
A very intense kiss, by the way. This was not a wrestling kiss. This was a freaking put my tongue in your mouth. We're going for it. So, but yeah, Justin just said he did a great job selling. He did a great job making everybody think he was gonna stay on the side of Rhea.
He does a fantastic job.
Yep, he gets his reactions. So I when he first started, I was like, what are they doing with this dude? But it's just showing you over time how he's growing into it also. This new Judgment Day with these guys is going to be incredible to watch.
Now follow the trail here.
Go ahead.
Him and his dad were working with Edge. Right? Edge turned on them, started the Judgment Day. They had their feud. Dom turns on his dad, joins the Judgment Day. Priest and Rhea were the ones and Finn are the ones who flipped that. They turned on Edge. Between Finn and Damian, who's going to turn on who?
I have an opinion on that, and I don't think they're going to turn on each other. I don't think either one of them is going to turn on each other. So if we're going to go, and again, this could be a long shot on my end, but and we'll get into this more. If we're going to go with I'll go with the Gable angle. Who's after Gable right now?
Howdy.
If we're going to go with this, I screwed my family, I abandoned my family. You got Priest and Rhea now, because Raw definitely needs needs some faces. They definitely need them. The brand is dying without it. So now you have your two faces to go after the heels. But who's next after Gable for the Wyatt Six? I think it would make sense eventually Balor and Dominic, especially Dom.
Yeah.
Because there's really no one else on the brand that you can associate that kind of a storyline with.
Think we get another big cinematic that leads to that?
I don't know. I'm glad they're actually in the ring.
That road.
Yeah, I'm glad they're in the ring wrestling now. So, but yeah, we'll get to that after this whole. Because I could talk about them for days. Yeah, it's all right. It's okay.
But no, that Liv match, that was a good match. I liked the finish.
So hold up.
That
1 second.
Story going forward is going to be great.
This is awesome. I want to show you who just commented. We saw it. I wish Edge would come back. Lizette is now turning into this stuff with us. I love it. I love that the women are getting involved in this too. I know Alex is getting big into it. So it's nice to see that because it's fun. It's male soap operas, basically.
So can I looked up Edge's contract today.
Oh boy, here we go.
He's still got a year and a half, so that's
all right.
It's not possible.
Do you think, but after that, do you even think he bothers to come back? He's back and forth so many times. I mean, I know he was hurt, but what do they
bring him back face to join back with Priest and Rhea?
I don't think they would have got rid of him in the first place, though.
He decided to leave because he wanted to work with Christian.
I understand that too.
And that ended up being an epic fail.
The whole promotion is epic fail.
Oh,
do you hear me, AEW? Anyway.
AEW maybe Shane Brandon will change that. Next match.
Next match, Corey.
Next match.
Pick one. We don't care. You're in charge of the controls. Oh, here we go. Your boy, Braun.
I wish it was a longer match.
Dude, it
did
quick.
Turn out to be a popcorn match. It was like an 8-minute match.
Yeah.
I mean, I expected Breaker to win. They both came out looking strong. That was that. I mean, it was clean.
There's really nothing to dissect. Braun Breaker's an animal. He's got the rocket ship to hold that belt for a while. I don't see anyone taking that off him anytime soon. I certainly don't think he breaks Gunther's record, but it's a possibility being that they just broke it. I don't think they're going to do it again. So that's going to take something else. But I do have an idea who might challenge him, and we'll talk about that. I think you know exactly what I'm going to say. So
that's going to be a fun couple of matches.
You aren't kidding. You aren't kidding. Match is a waste of time. Almost feel like Jimmy and Jay at Mania.
But a little shorter.
Much shorter.
And it had a belt involved.
And not as many super kicks.
Right.
A lot of spears.
Brutality, though.
Yeah, that was a brutal match. But I don't know. I'm glad they killed it because that had to be a quick one in there somewhere. Because of just the rest of the card.
Bigger things ahead of him.
Yeah, exactly. This is going to start the build, and we'll get to that too. So,
but I liked it. It was a good filler match.
Aaron Simmons, just so you know, Corey is now your best friend because of your comment there that you made. So, kudos to you, my dude. Do you think Braun actually hurt his shoulder in that match? Could this make the reign stale? If so,
there was a lot of shoulder injuries.
Yeah, Rhea popping her shit back and forth. I don't know, Lee. Even that guy is such a freak of nature. I mean, he's probably healed up already. One shot of Demerol or something probably hooked him up. So who knows? He probably took some ketamine and he's fine. He's a monster.
It was a given he was going to win with his dad and uncle there.
Yeah.
I do like what WWE is doing, and they're having legends at all these PLEs now up in a specific box. Yes. And they're telling all the wrestlers who's going to be there, giving them the biography on them and telling them, make sure you go, introduce yourself and talk to them.
That's cool. That's awesome, though. So, show a little, homage to these guys. They are the ones that paved the way for him, so why not?
All right. Corey wanted to move to the next match.
Nice.
Logan Paul, LA Knight.
There was nothing left to talk about with that match, so
I know.
Forward. He's keeping us on track, too.
The commentary was as fast as the match.
All right, Paul Knight. No surprise here. We kind of figured Knight was going to finally get his belt. I was a little up in the air a little bit, but after I thinking about it for a while, I said, yeah, he's going to win. The only thing I did see, and I think this was some kind of wrestling idiot on the internet trying to get his name out there, was saying that Logan Paul made some controversial tweet, and that's why they
about
stripped
that
him
boxer.
of the
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think that's accurate at all. I didn't even interact with the post. I read it, and that was it. So, but yeah, Knight should have won. Aaron, I agree. I would have loved to have seen Knight dethrone Reigns earlier on last year, but we all knew that wasn't going to happen. But he was just so hot. So It's time they did something and put him up there. But
the match itself was pretty damn good.
Yes, it was.
Logan Paul just continues to impress me.
Yeah, he's the first match he wrestled, I was impressed with him. I think that was before we even started doing this crap.
That was what Rumble was his first match, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He had a tag team match with the Miz.
Match. Yeah. But it was crazy. It was at Mania. Wasn't that at Mania?
Yeah.
Yeah. So his first solo match, but crazy how that guy took off.
Him and Ricochet in that Rumble. I'll always remember that fucking move.
Yes.
Where they both launched. Oh my God.
That was epic. Epic.
But the match was basically what I thought it was going to be.
Yep.
You had his little douchebags get involved, and of course it was that asshole MGK.
What's up, Raekwon?
Fucking guy.
What's up, my guy? How are you? So, yeah, Aaron, I'll go back to your comment. I do want to see Logan win something clean once, but I think that's kind of the mantra where he's a newbie. I think he's got the ability to win a match clean, but I don't know. I think maybe they just did that since he's so new in the industry. That was kind of his MO. He's got to stay heel, and that's how he wins.
And, he's naturally hated.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Just because of who he is.
Yep.
So he has to be a heel. So just play into it.
Correct. Embrace the hate.
Yep.
I'm going to steal a Star Wars quote. Let the hate blow through you.
I'm lost on that one. I don't know. I always thought it was
I'm
meant to
gonna make you
with
guys-
you.
That's one of them. I'm going to make you guys watch Star Wars with me just one day, one movie a month, make you sit and watch it. It's awesome stuff.
I can't promise I won't fall asleep.
All hail Vader. That's right, Aaron. Vader's the guy. All right, time to move on because we started talking Star Wars. Corey's telling us this is a wrestling show without telling us it's a wrestling show.
Your girlfriend getting squashed.
My poor baby.
We could have been there. You could have helped give her CPR.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna tell you guys a quick story about these clowns. So it made me cry too, Aaron. We'll get there. These idiots. So as you guys all know, we had our NDT day at the ballpark on Saturday before SummerSlam, 1:00 start. I get a message at 11:30 at night, 12 o'clock. What time was it? I don't even remember. It was late, fucking late. Hey,
you were coming home from work.
Yeah, well, I was. Yeah, they're like, him and Opie are like, hey, you know, what if you go sing the national? Well, first it was tell Corey you're calling out sick because you're going to go to SummerSlam in Cleveland. I'm like, what? It's a 6-hour drive. You can go sing the national anthem and go. We could be there in time. I'm like, guys, no. It was almost a thing. They wanted to do this. It was almost a thing. And then at least 5 times during the PLE, Justin would look at me and say, you know, we could have been there. Could have been there. Right on the ramp, right there. Look, that seat's empty. I'm like, shut up. Anyway, back to the match. Aaron, I'm with you. I'm upset. I love Bayley too. She's a great wrestler. She's one of the pioneers for these women now, with this division that's started many years ago. But yeah, it's not believable that she beats Bayley. I mean, beats Nia clean. I mean, Nia just almost had to win that match to make it.
Let alone with the help of Tiffy.
Right.
But
yep.
I mean, we kind of saw that coming. Bayley did what she had to do with the belt. Nia, I will say, looked better in that match than she has.
She did.
Recently. A lot of it has to do with who she worked with.
Yep.
Can I ask you a question? Okay,
Go
because
ahead.
of something you said because of the help of Tiffy time. So my question to you is, do you think that she came in there and faked the cash in to help Nia, or do you think that she was actually going to try to cash in? Do you think that we see something building in the future between Tiffy and Nia?
That's why the belt went to Nia for that story. Because that cash in can be looked either way. That can be looked at as she came down to do it as a distraction, or she was actually coming down to cash it in. You can look at it either way.
So you think that was thrown in there to just toss it up? It's just a toss up, whatever you want to believe.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's why Nia has the belt for that story.
Yeah, she'll pick her spot. And
there were a couple of times after the match when, you know, they're raising each other's hands in the ring and everything, when Tiffy kind of looks over at her and you're waiting for, I mean, at least I was and Alex was, we were waiting for her to take that case and just smash her.
I thought it was going to happen a couple of times too towards the end, but then they panned off and she got out of the ring. I'm like, well, that's that. So
I think what it's going to do is for Stratton, if she cashes it in the opportune time to take the belt from Nia, that'll instantly turn her face because of the hate Nia has.
Yeah.
And that's probably what they're going to try to do with her.
I think Nia bought herself some time by getting her that briefcase, though. That pink bedazzled briefcase just bought her a little bit of time.
Kind of like a bribe. Stay away from me. Here's your present. But the other thing I think that they're going to hang on to that briefcase for, the only reason I think this will be a longer drawn out one,
they can sell it.
There's no men's briefcase. It's gone.
Do you think
they can sell that briefcase?
Well, that they can do, but the cash in is always the The unknown. There's only one case left this year to do so. So they have to drag
Royal Rumble.
This is a good point. Because it makes a good point. They'll save the storyline for later. There's a lot of good stories going on right now.
Yep.
So they'll just draw it out a little bit. Now, here's my other question.
She'll cash in like Royal Rumble.
As far as Money in the Bank is concerned, do you see Hunter doing away with this in the future? Do you see him just getting rid of the Money in the Bank briefcase altogether?
No, because he just made King of the Ring for a title shot.
Yeah, King. See, now, because he was once King of the Ring, I think that holds a place in his heart. And if you want to continue to do the King of the Ring tournament and the Queen of the Ring tournament, you have to make it worth something more than getting a crown and just, oh yeah, I'm King or Queen of the Ring. So that one makes sense to me. The Money in the Bank briefcase, though, so few times does it fail. We got to see it this year, but it's always cashed in the same manner. So to me, that's not. I mean, that's not exciting. Who cashes in and says, let's have this match now. Let's go to the ring tonight. Instead of trying to cash in when the person's weak and beat up. I feel like that kind of messes with the stories a little bit.
Lesnar did it. Cena did it. Cena actually announced that he was going to cash it in on a certain night. Lesnar did the same thing. He actually picked who he was going to fight and announced it. They set the match up. That was, I think, when Rollins and Daniel Bryan had belts.
I think if they did it in that fashion, so that's how I could see it. If they don't do away with it, I think they should restructure it in that sense.
Well, they use it for stories like this too, though. You know she's going to cash it in. You know she's going to cash it in on Nia. When is she going to do it?
Right.
Yeah,
and what can you build between them throughout it?
I'm 50-50 on the Money in the Bank. I'm not sure how I feel about it still. I've never been a huge fan.
It's a lot like the Royal Rumble, the Elimination Chamber, King of the Ring. Now it's
a staple.
You know who's getting the title shot, and you can build a story for a big payoff when you finally do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay,
so,
back to the.
I like it, and it's a fun match to watch.
Yeah, it's the ladder matches, and I think the layer that they added to it, where a few years back, where you could cash it in for any title, not just the World Heavyweight title or the WWE title. You know, they can tease it for the United States title, Intercontinental. So I mean, they could use that briefcase to build up so many different things. You know,
it'd be nice to see it used for that once.
Correct, absolutely, they should do that. But that's when they'll do that when you know there's a mid-card wrestler that wins the briefcase then. You know?
Yeah.
So, but I could see it going a little bit of both ways. I like Corey's idea that they might get rid of it, but then you have to replace that entire PLE, and that's a big buildup. So it guarantees somebody else a chance for a title shot somewhere down the line. But I also could see to his point where the King of the Ring is now more relevant, where the briefcase really is just kind of like, yeah, I can win a title whenever I want. And there's been a few failed cash-ins too. I remember when Damian Sandow did it and lost to Cena. So, which I thought was a waste of a briefcase, much like I thought initially this year's loss to the briefcase with the World Heavyweight Championship, but it makes sense now. You know, the story they're building with that. So cash in on the tag team titles. That'd be cool. Is that I don't know how they do that. They'd have to have like a co-ed championship or something. But you never know. They could swerve that too. That's not a bad idea. I just thought about that. What if somebody says, hey, I'm becoming a tag team partner. I'm cashing in for those titles tonight. That'd be something. It's really a good idea.
That'd be cool.
It's actually a really good idea. So I thought that was Lizette Lee. That was a good idea. I'm sorry. I thought it was your wife. I can't keep you Carnegie straight tonight. You're all over the place. But thank you for watching and interacting. We appreciate you. All right.
So the match that made the first match make sense.
Yes.
Priest Gunther.
Yep.
I thought it was too early to pull it off a Priest.
But
I still think it makes more sense for Priest to have the belt while he has the feud with Balor, because of the way they did last summer with Balor and his 2 or 3 shots that he got at Rollins, and somehow the briefcase and Priest were always involved.
Right.
So I think the belt in this story makes it more intense.
By Justin, I guess.
Justin
I
must
swear
not
to
have,
God, I didn't do it.
he might not have paid his internet bill or his power went out.
So what? I mean, man, I know he said that. He said that it was too soon. I don't think it's too soon, man. I mean, I do. Like, I'm upset that Damian lost it.
I have no clue what the fuck just happened.
Someone just cashed in their money in the bank on you, buddy.
It's StreamYard, man. It's kicking our butts lately. But like, I'm sad that Damian lost it, but I think it worked.
But who? I mean, obviously we got an answer Monday night, and I kind of see where they're going with it. Saturday, I couldn't make sense of it. It made no sense to me why you put it on Gunther. It kind of does now.
Yeah. Barry and Chad said Priest wasn't getting over. It was too soon. They had to give him the belt because Punk got hurt. Barry, yeah, but see, I think
they pulled it off of him while he was just starting to get over.
Starting to get some traction.
Yes, but what happened to him? What happened to him with Judgment Day and Finn doing that to him just put him over the top. That just turned him completely. That getting the belt taken helped push him face. It just completed that turn.
But you can have Finn interfere like he did and still have Priest win. Then he's still out of the Judgment Day and has the same heat with Finn, and the belts involved to build off of what they had last year.
But like you say, the belt makes it worth more. So the fact that Finn cost him the belt just made the impact that much greater.
Maybe.
It makes it hit harder.
I think the belt being involved in their matches would have done better for it.
You just want everything to be about a championship match.
No, because I said last week that Punk doesn't need a belt to main event WrestleMania.
Barry's got a good point right there, though. Now you get him full face with Rhea and having him get his belt back, getting him way over.
Yep, it goes back to the comment I made originally. It starts the face turn and slow build back.
But then who does he take it off
him winning it back is going to be crazy.
Make that pop. That's the other thing, because now what you're doing with the belt and bringing Orton in.
Lizette, I've been a big Priest fan since I started watching again. I've been calling for this face turn for a while now. Justin never believed me until a few weeks ago.
No, I did. I didn't think it was going to be this fast. I didn't think he was perceived as a face yet. He is now.
Yeah, there's definitely a full face turn. Romansky. Macho Man needs his belt back. Macho Man might need his life back first there, Buckaroo. So I think it's weird that Orton's get involved in this match right away, but go ahead.
No, yeah, there's a whole road you can go down.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the belt that him and Cena are fighting over.
Yes.
I get that.
Yep. To see which one goes over the top.
Everybody else in that show obsolete at that point.
Yes. But I think you also have to see Orton's going to have to switch brands now.
If he wins the title, yes.
Well, no, but he's still for this build. He's going to have to come off of SmackDown, which kind of roasts my theory about him turning on Cody. So, but I think I said this a few weeks ago. This is going to be epic if they build this to Cena Orton at Mania. They put this belt back and forth a couple of times to see who breaks and gets 17.
Yeah.
But then, like I said, doesn't that make all the other big names on Raw right now obsolete?
They got to do something with that show because it's about to go over on Netflix in a few months. It's not that far away.
Okay.
And that show has been dead because Roman's
then you're shitting on the idea of CM Punk main eventing this WrestleMania.
Not necessarily, because there's 2 nights of WrestleMania. It doesn't necessarily say that one main event has to be SmackDown and one has to be Raw.
No, but one's gonna be Cody, and if the other's gonna be Cena Orton,
how do you know Cody's still going to be champ at that point? There's been so many title changes at Manias, aside from Reigns running 4,000 years in a row at Mania. But there's been so many title changes where it's that big culminating push. I think they're gonna change that up a little bit. And again, let's put it out there. Cody's run has been so stale because they haven't had any really good heels to go against him.
It's about to get fun now, though.
Right, but I'm just thinking that they're going to pull the plug on him before Mania even comes.
So I've been thinking about this. I've been thinking about this. Everybody keeps talking about how his title run has been lackluster. It's been boring, not entertaining. And I think I figured out why.
You don't have the chase.
Well, no, I think it's because maybe it's just me and what I'm seeing, but the talent is so much different between SmackDown and Raw. I feel like
they loaded Raw.
Yeah, I feel like Raw is absolutely loaded with heavyweight title contenders, and SmackDown does not have those heavyweight title contenders.
Well, now here's another question. So if Orton has to go over to Raw, who's Raw sending to SmackDown?
Jey Uso and Sami Zayn.
Yep, here comes the bloodline. You can think about that for a second. I want to touch on this Cody Rhodes point again too. So the build for Cody for the 2 years to finish his story, everybody was emotionally vested in that so he could finish his story, he could win the belt, solidify his family's legacy. There's nothing left. There's nowhere else for him to go. There's nothing else for him to chase right at this moment. That story's over. So now, and everybody was just clamoring for a change to get that belt off of Reigns. Honestly, and look how many people wanted Sami Zayn to win that belt. They wanted LA Knight to win the belt. They just wanted a change. The change has happened, and now look what everybody's doing. They wanted Roman back. They just didn't want the belt on Roman. But how many people are actually talking about Cody's title reign? We're talking about the Wyatt Six. We're talking about the Bloodline Civil War that's coming. We're talking about Priest. We're talking about Rhea. No one's really discussing Cody. Cody's there. Cody's reached his ceiling.
I don't think they knew what to do after they put it on him.
Right.
They didn't have.
There's nowhere else to go.
Anybody that could compete with what they just did.
Right. They had a really upside down talent pool, and they have to level these shows out somehow. I think the draft, I understand in theory why it's the way it is, but I still think that this brand split drives me crazy. But there's so many wrestlers that you can't have them all on both shows.
Yeah, let's be real. The draft is fake and bullshit anyway. I mean, they already know where these guys are going. Just let them do their work.
You don't have to have the brand split. Like you can, of course, like your big stars are going to cross. They have to.
Right.
Yeah. And why?
And locking them into certain shows.
Yeah. That I don't like that.
It's terrible. Like I would love to see Punk go after Cody. I think that would be great.
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever happened.
So, all right. Here's my question now, because we're off of Priest and Gunther now, so we might as well just go to Cody and Solo.
Okay.
Do that. What's next for Cody?
Hear me out.
Okay, but my point is there's not one. We have to think of something that he's going to do. There's no like bold face like this is what's next for him, is what I'm getting at. So go ahead.
What are the chances he gets involved with Roman just for a little bit? like him and Roman together. To take on whoever Solo decides to fucking throw at him. In like a tag match. Or a three-way with Jimmy.
Sorry.
God, guys.
Sorry. Three-way action.
Or a 3-man tag match. 6-man tag match, whatever the fuck that would be called. That, I mean, I could see that, and it keeps the belt on him and keeps him in the focus with this, like, somewhat of a story on him. And you don't have to do anything with the belt because it's still being broadcast, but not defended.
The only thing I can think of, I like your idea, but this is what I think might happen. Cody said in the press,
you can turn Cody face or heel.
Right. Cody said in the presser afterwards that the rematch with Reigns is going to happen. It's going to, however he put it out there. So I almost think that to kickstart this bloodline shit again, you're going to have the rematch with Cody and Roman at Bad Blood. The fake bloodline is going to come out and screw Roman royally. Cody's going to retain, and that's going to kickstart the feud into high gear. It's the only thing I can think of for him right now, being that he's back.
So then that'll mean 2 title defenses in a row where he doesn't get a clean finish.
Correct.
Okay. I like that.
I think that's the only viable option for him right now. Well, there's no other heel on SmackDown.
More along the lines of when Roman comes out Friday, Solo comes down and tries to attack him. Cody comes down to help Roman, and that builds towards Bad Blood. Cody, Roman versus Solo and Jacob.
It's possible, but I think Cody and Roman have the conversation.
Only because if Cody's with Roman and Roman shows that he can be trusted, and then Jimmy gets involved and Sammy and Jay come over and Jay sees Cody trusts Roman, it's a way to bring Jay and Sammy back in. And then at some point you have Cody turn on Jay and you turn him heel, and you can build Roman face, Cody heel.
I'm with Aaron Simmons on this one. See, it's going to be a one-off, like I was saying. There's too much story involved with the way you're going. I think that they have the conversation. It's a gentleman's agreement. Hey, thanks for saving my hide. You are due a rematch. We'll have this rematch at Bad Blood. There's one element that really I kind of thought about, and it makes sense to me now, and that's going to be Jacob Fatu, and I'll explain here in a second why I'm bringing him up. But I think they have that match at Bad Blood and the ugly finish where the bloodline comes out and screws Roman. If you noticed that moment at the end of the match, they kept Jacob away from Roman. I think this injury that he had was either bullshit or it was a good timing thing. Not that I want to see anybody get hurt. There was probably another way to do this, but they had to keep Jacob away from Roman for the time being. That had to be about Solo and Roman at that moment in time.
Mm-hmm.
So the injury to him was almost poetic, or unless it was not really an injury, it was an angle that they played, because you're not, normally you'd be reading this all over the place. He broke a shin or he's sprained his leg, whatever the hell happened to him.
There was a picture of him coming out of the hospital in a walking
boot. Right. But that's it. There's no big articles about this, like this one injured at SummerSlam. When Rhea got hurt backstage at Raw, now, unless we see something on SmackDown where he's written off TV for a little bit, they may develop the story a little bit more that way. But I still think we'd be seeing more of it in the internet wrestling community and seeing all that stuff.
Yes, I think you're right. I think I think that was a written in injury.
Yep.
Because he outshined Solo.
100%.
You put him, Solo, and Roman in the ring at the same time, it's no longer about Roman and Solo.
Right.
Or, yeah, it's no longer about them.
Yep.
It's about Roman and Jacob.
Correct.
That man could be a superstar.
You have that
no doubt
mixed with his record. He can't go overseas right now.
Correct.
So there's no point in building him for anything for Berlin that's going to involve the bloodline. So you write him out with an injury.
Mm-hmm.
And to keep the focus on Solo. Or else Solo would die. That character would die.
Would die a really quick, painful death.
So
I don't know. I
think it was an intentional thing.
They had to keep them away from one another. Absolutely.
Yep.
So, but we'll see what goes from here. And then, of course, the elephant in the room, Roman's back. You know, did you like how they brought him back?
I would have liked to see Paul.
I was hoping for Heyman as well. Do you think
I like how
Paul
he took his time?
Yeah,
I think you see him on SmackDown. I don't think there was a place for Paul to come back with him during SummerSlam.
No.
As he came out at the end, I mean, the most I could have seen him do was come out of the entrance with him and stay right there on the entrance stage as Roman goes down the ramp. That long, winding, L-shaped ramp.
Yeah.
Right. I was surprised that we didn't see Jimmy.
I'm not.
I don't think that we needed to. Jimmy was always a side character, man. He wasn't. I don't know. Maybe we see him Friday. Maybe we'll see him on SmackDown.
A 1A character.
I think
Friday is Solo Roman.
I think you're not going to see them till September. Honestly,
now we've got almost everybody back that's been out. You think it's that much longer for Jimmy?
Yep.
Damn.
You got to do some kind of a face turn with that guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they started that when Solo turned on him.
This is kind of what I'm getting at, what Aaron's getting at here in chat. Paul Heyman comes out and introduces Roman Reigns. That's going to be awesome.
That's what, I'm excited to see that.
Nice.
Paul has been missed.
Comes back with the trench coat. Would be pretty dope.
Aaron, I don't think he comes back in a week or two. I think it's going to be too long of a drawn out thing if he comes back too soon. So we'll see how that plays out. But if he comes back now, the length of time to get from now till Survivor Series is just, it's too long of a build for that whole thing. So I don't know. I think they start this in September, but I might be wrong. I say that a lot. I could be wrong, but this is what I think. That's why I'm here.
Hopefully it helps turn SmackDown around a little bit.
Seriously.
They need it.
It needs a boost big time.
And I think that's why they're yanking.
You were saying Raw has a heel problem. Like they don't have enough faces. SmackDown has a baby face problem. They have too many faces.
Yep. And I think that's why they're yanking Orton to start off. No, we're not doing anything weird tonight, Brian. Just your comments. So welcome to the show.
Oh boy.
All right.
Shit just got real.
Corey, make sure you proofread his shit.
Always. My man Brian keeps me on my toes.
Do we cover every match from SummerSlam?
We did. I think we can get a quick 5 to 10 minute Monday Night Raw recap. Hit the highlights, little high notes
that
there.
Shit, the Wyatt Six got in the ring.
They did.
Poetic. Lizette, I agree. We got to do that. That'd be awesome. We got to get some. We could try to call the arena and get a group rate for that stuff. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah.
Go to Raw or SmackDown. That'd be sick.
I have to edit something there.
Hey, you know a guy.
I do know a guy.
There we go. That's better.
All right, let's do the Raw recap real quick. Where do you want to start with, buddy? Orton going to SmackDown, coming from SmackDown, going after Gunther. think we talked about this already, but
I honestly, I think Triple H recovered from King of the Ring pretty well with that.
Yeah, no
with
doubt.
that wonky finish.
You caught that one. Caught that one, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Don't respond, Justin.
Any hootie.
Okay. So we think that's going to build Cena Orton?
I do.
Do you think Gunther drops it that fast?
Well, how poetic would it be for him to be the longest reigning IC title champ and then drops it his first title defense with the world title? I would love it.
You got to bump Orton's numbers up to get him closer. And they made sure, they said when Orton was walking back up the ramp that he would be a 15-time world champion if he beat Gunther.
So now my creative juices started flowing. What if you have a wonky finish again?
That's the payoff. You beat me. I got a wonky finish out of you. Now I'm going to get the wonky finish on you.
No, what if you have almost the same kind of finish?
But Orton wins.
With Orton losing. Then they have to do a third.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun.
Trilogy.
Like it gives you a chance to make fun of a fuck up.
So
I don't fucking know, man.
I'm all about that. Like, the
like
more shit you can make fun of, the better it is.
So this is what I'm thinking with this whole thing. Orton's gonna have to beat Gunther once. So I think to the point you were saying about the crazy finish, Orton now beats Gunther in that false finish that didn't really happen as a payback. Then they have the match where Gunther gets the title back, and this is why. Orton has to get to 16. You then send Orton back to SmackDown because he's done. He turns on Cody, gets that belt. Cena and Orton are really close. Orton holds the belt till Mania and puts Cena over the top for the record.
You really want Orton to turn on Cody?
It's going to happen, dude. They teased it. It's going to happen.
That would be such a fun match. Probably at Survivor Series, right?
Possibly.
Or Rumble.
Could be the Rumble. I don't know. I think it's got to be before the Rumble, though. Because if you
want to get have him win it, and then you have Cena win the Rumble?
Right, but then the Rumble match is at Mania. The Rumble winner goes to Mania. I think Cena Orton is the crowning moment for Cena at Mania to break Flair's record, and then his retirement match or whatever it is, he loses the belt, drops it to whoever, because he's going to be wrestling 30-something days.
Beat Rhodes at Rumble for the title.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Cena wins the
Rumble. Yeah, that's true. Okay, I could get behind that.
You set the legend versus legend for the record at Mania.
I wasn't following everything you thought. I thought you meant Orton wins the Rumble and then fights Cody at Mania.
No.
That's what I thought you were going with. No, that's a good way to do it too. Yep. But I think that's going to be WrestleMania. That's going to be one of the main events. I really do. They got to figure out what they're going to do with The Rock. Because this is going to add another layer to it. So, because he's going to want his match. Right now, potentially, you could have 4 or 5 different main events that could happen out of this whole thing.
Jesus fucking Christ.
It's a good problem to have, dude.
Could they really outdo this year?
Cena Orton would outdo it. That's the milestone, man.
In Vegas.
Yeah.
How long do we have to save for tickets?
I'm telling you right now, no way.
Never.
No, sir.
No, I could never afford that.
I would have to save money to bail you guys out of jail.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
The hotels alone would be expensive.
Yep.
All right. Just that opening segment took us down a rabbit hole there. Wow.
Maybe I should. Maybe I should look in to see what the hotels would be. I could probably book something now.
So how about Priest and Rhea? How about that segment? You like that segment?
I like how they're building them. I like how they're both faces now, because they were faces this entire time.
So when Judgment Day had Priest on the ropes, 4-on-1 there, and they're going to town there, I'm thinking, who the hell is going to come down and help him? I'm waiting for someone to come help. Then Priest handles it on his own.
Rhea?
No, I was Well, yes, I was waiting for her to come down, but I'm thinking there's got to be someone else to come down, right? And then he just handles it on his own. And then when Rhea comes down, because Liv stepped in, I was like, oh, and then they're gonna run away. And then Rhea grabs her. I was like, they let her grab her. This is cool as shit. So the ending of that little segment, I like that a lot. The two Terror twins standing tall in the center of the ring. I thought that was nice.
That was
sorry. I was reading something.
Yeah,
it was good.
It's cool.
No, I liked the whole segment.
Okay, so before we get to the Wyatt Six, I wanted to ask you guys how you feel about Bronson Reed, because I've been saying for weeks to Alex that I like when Bronson Reed's in the ring, and she thinks I'm crazy because she can't stand him. I was like, that's a big dude that can move. I like watching him wrestle.
Well,
what do you think of what happened?
I'll tell you Justin's thought right now. It's going to be Bronson and Breaker.
We're gonna back up a little bit. My favorite segment of the night was teasing Punk Rollins.
Yeah.
You put them in the ring together. They get face to face. And then Drew interrupts and Punk runs away and they never touch. They are building WrestleMania, Rollins, Punk, starting now. And Punk said it. Usually WrestleMania builds don't start until the Royal Rumble. Mine starts now.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. That was my favorite segment of the night, and I thought it was done great. And then Bronson Reed.
Did you expect him to come out in that moment? Now, I know he had the segment backstage where he said he's going to have to pave his own path, but did you think that he would go and do it in that moment?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah?
No, but it made sense. I didn't expect that, but when I saw it, it made sense. 100%.
It did make sense.
As soon as he said that I said, what better time to do it than in the middle of this?
Yeah, now see, I thought he would go for Braun since he was in the Intercontinental title chase there for a bit.
He feels he has to prove himself to get that shot.
He's got to,
which is what Adam Pearce basically told him backstage.
Yep.
Right, but what if he's going after Seth freaking Rollins?
Who better
one
to
of the
go
top
after?
dogs? Why wouldn't he? Why at that point? Why is he even chasing the IC title? Why wouldn't he go right after the world title?
Prove yourself against.
Exactly. He's going to say,
and
"I can beat Seth Rollins. I'll take
yourself
you out."
against.
Perfect.
Who better to work with to put you over? It was perfect.
Okay,
perfect
now how?
And it keeps Punk away from Rollins, or Rollins away from Punk.
From Punk. Yep.
So, what do you think? What do you think of the coughing up blood, the injury there? Do you think that was legit? You think he bit his tongue? What do you think the deal is with that?
I don't know.
I think there was so many people around him. They gave him a packet and he was spitting up blood.
That could be, but I mean, listen, man. I like Bronson Reed, but that's a big motherfucker to be jumping off that rope.
Yep.
If he slips a little bit and does not catch his weight, that is going to hurt.
Yep.
And that was tsunami.
And if you notice, he doesn't really jump. He kind of just falls.
Yeah, kind of like Gunther, but Bronson does it more athletic.
There was 5 or 6 times he landed on him.
6.
So it's and more. It had to be more than that. It was ridiculous.
But it's believable that he's going to cough up blood. But I don't think they let it get to that point. I think that's just a freaking.
Seth is so great at selling, though. He sold that so well, man.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, I don't know how much selling you really have to do when a 350-pound man lands on you.
Okay, and it
hurts.
That's the other thing. They say Bronson Reed is 330. There's no chance in hell that man is 330. That man's closer to 400.
Yep.
Like Odyssey freaking Jones.
But he's athletic as fuck.
What do you think of that guy?
That I like him. He's gonna be
sidewalk
fun.
slam to 2 guys at the same time.
Yep, 600 pounds at one time. Jesus Christ.
And he's got a great personality too.
And you're starting to see the end of the New Day.
Yeah, you saw Xavier get a little wishy-washy about that shit.
It's time.
Do you think that
they had a great run?
Do you think that he joins up with Karrion Kross though?
I think so.
Do you think he's like, okay, maybe these guys are onto something, or do you think he just leaves and goes his own way?
I think he might turn Woods heel.
It's either that or
I've ever seen him do it.
Maybe he retires. He's getting up there too.
I don't know.
True.
I didn't think of retirement.
He might. He's up there. He's older. Maybe he'll release another sex tape with what was her name?
Oh Jesus.
She's in AEW now.
Onto the big moment. The main event.
What was the big moment?
Wyatt Six.
Being a smartass.
So, first off, are you happy with the choice of music?
The end music?
No, their entrance music.
That's really easy to play. Yeah. It fits the mood, man. It sets the mood for those guys. It's perfect.
They didn't just use the tone this time, though. You know that, right?
What do you mean?
They played the Bray Wyatt song, The Fiend.
Well, that's because they're coming in to wrestle now.
Yes, that's why I'm asking. Did you like that instead of just a single note to bring him to the ring?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I think it's a nice tribute to him. So I love how they had Bo sitting in his rocking chair with the lantern. Well, sorry, Uncle Howdy during the match, like Bray used to do, kind of directing traffic and watching everything. Yeah, it was a perfect build up to that moment. So, I mean, I don't get emotional about this stuff, but just watching the tributes they do to this guy day in and day out is amazing. It's really one of the best things I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the match?
It was good. Good wrestling. Good wrestling.
They made them look really strong in the beginning, but they took their bumps as well.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Like usually, like towards the end, I'm tired, so I don't really watch. I went to sleep and I actually watched it the next day, but I actually watched the entire match. It was really good. So
yeah,
I was impressed with Gacy, man.
Yeah.
He looked good.
They sure did. This is gonna be interesting to see what they do with these guys. I keep repeating this over and over, but I'm so excited for this faction because it's a breath of fresh air.
I can't understand the heat that it gets online though. Have you seen any of this shit? Some of the WWE retired superstars,
gimmicky shit.
But I don't know, man. I think they're doing such a great job with it.
Absolutely, and everybody's claiming that they're trying to capitalize on Bray's death. This was all Bray's idea before he died. These were all his ideas that now they're just bringing to life.
Yes.
I think you could probably tell Bo, listen, you're going to get paid the minimum salary. He'd still do it just for his brother.
Absolutely.
100%.
But
I guarantee a lot of the money they're making off of merch and shit is going towards Bray's family.
Correct.
So it's not like they're the only ones making anything off of it.
Right.
So I love it.
Oh,
I loved how
it's awesome.
Rowan did that tribute when he did the kiss and the flip over the rope. He didn't look very athletic doing it.
No, but he still did it.
He needs to trim down a little bit.
He's not a very athletic individual, is he?
He used to be.
Believe it or not, he used to be.
He was a beast too.
I liked at the end too, where they're all in the ring and they're just looking up and it's just they acknowledged the fact that he was there. It was really cool. And then they brought Bo in the ring.
Did you see anything about what happened afterwards? Like after they went off air?
Yeah.
Teared up and shit. Fingers to the sky.
Yep. It was cool.
Now, do you think Howdy sitting in the rocker is going to be like a normal thing?
Yeah, I think they're going to keep him out of the ring as long as possible. He's going to do his one-off spots with the Sister Abigail, but I think he sits until he has one opponent that he's going to go after.
He's got to be the one to get in the ring with Chad Gable eventually, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's got to get in there in a PLE or something.
Absolutely. You better believe it.
You believe. I don't think Corey knows what you're talking about. Do you remember that gimmick, Corey? Were you watching when that was going on?
I don't remember.
Bo Dallas.
Bo Dallas's
okay.
gimmick
His original fucking run. His thing was, you gotta believe.
And he would put his arms out, believe. And I was like, what the hell is this? So
while we were talking about this, I was trying to figure out how things with them are going to work out. So you were saying you think the Wyatt Six is eventually going to go after Damien. Or not Damien.
Dom.
So I'm thinking like how they're going to get everybody involved in the ring. And I started thinking of Nikki Cross. How are they going to get her involved? So when they go after Dom, they're going after Liv too.
It's got the whole faction.
After Rhea gets her title back, they're going to go after Liv.
Yeah. But you have Carlito, JD McDonough. So you have a whole faction that they can go after now.
Yep. That's going to be fun.
And when are most of those faction matches, where most 5-man tag matches take place?
Survivor Series.
Jesus,
it's going to be fun.
That's going to be a hell of a PLE.
Because I think Nikki Liv would be a great match.
Yeah, and I'm going to touch on Lee's comment. I think at some point they're going to bring back Alexa. She's going to have to fit in this somehow. There's no way she comes back not in this faction. So we'll see how that build comes out too. I'm excited to see her back in this fold. She's missed. She's really missed. She was so awesome with this character. With Bray.
Really is loaded.
Dude, it's crazy. But again, good product.
Because now American made.
Okay, here's the other question. How are they going to trim Raw back to 2 hours now? With the locker room that they have, all this talent. How are they going to trim that back to 2 hours?
Because I think a lot of it switch over to SmackDown.
I was just going to say organically, it's just going to filter over. They're not going to mention it. It's just going to happen.
Yep.
It's going to be controlled chaos, but they're going to just start sending talent over. They did it with Orton already. They're starting with Orton to bring him over. They're just going to do a lot of brand swaps.
I think they need to do that to keep things fresh.
Because earlier I asked, they're sending Orton to Raw. Who are they sending to SmackDown? Everybody's response was Sammy and Jay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 1 for 2.
Yep.
I think they need it.
They do. But you're taking one big name and replacing with 2 that probably equal that one.
Right. Yep. So.
All right. Everything else?
You got anything else, my guy?
SmackDown's going to be fun.
Huh?
Yeah.
I'm so excited for that.
Next week's episode's going to be fun. So.
That's going to be SmackDown heavy. Well, depending on what they do on Raw, Jesus.
Yeah.
Raw's been killing it. Everything they're doing right now.
Yep. So. All right. Well, I guess that's everything we got. Unless you guys got anything else, we can close up shop for the night and we can hit next week again.
Tired.
I'm exhausted. I was falling asleep earlier tonight. Man, I was laying on the bed for a while, but yeah, I'm beat. I'm done. I'm dead. Gaming show Friday night, variety show Monday night. I got to look at the schedule and see who we got coming up this week. I think it's supposed to be Lady Jen again, so we got to reach out to her.
Yeah,
Lady Jen on the 12th, man.
God.
So this should be
a good one. Ready.
We're bringing back the psychic medium. Tell your friends, okay? Tell all your friends. Tell
you
all
said
your family.
That wrong.
Get in
the
here.
Psycho medium.
The Psycho Medium this upcoming Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you bring friends.
God help us all.
It's going to be a good time, guys.
We'll be.
Later.
So, until next time, deuces.
Later.